All right, if you're in title, escrow, or real estate law, you know the look. It's that moment when you're explaining a critical piece of a title report, and you can just see the client's eyes glaze over. What should be a simple conversation turns into this long, kind of frustrating back and forth. Well, today we're diving into how AI is finally fixing that.
Yeah? Sound familiar? I mean, that's not some crazy exaggeration, right? That is the exact kind of dense legal language you have to untangle for clients every single day. To you, every word makes perfect sense, but for a homebuyer, it might as well be written in another language. And explaining it takes time. A lot of time. No, seriously, just take a second and think about it. Add it all up. All those phone calls, all those carefully worded emails you had to write, the meetings that went way too long, all just to translate these complicated exceptions, easements, or curative requirements. It's a massive productivity killer for you, and honestly, it's super stressful for your clients. So, this isn't just some small headache. It's a real, fundamental problem in our industry. We can call it the client communication bottleneck. It slows down deals, it causes all sorts of confusion, and, it can even start to erode that trust you've worked so hard to build.
But what if there was a totally different way to handle this? Just imagine for a second. You have an assistant who can take that block of legal text and boom, in seconds, spit out a simple, clear explanation that anyone gets. This isn't some far-off sci-fi fantasy. This is exactly what AI can do for your business like right now.
Okay, so let's pull back the curtain and see how this AI assistant actually works. And here's the best part. You do not need to be a tech genius to get started. Actually, the first step is ridiculously simple. I'm not kidding, it really is this easy. You just copy that nightmare paragraph about the easement, you pop it into an AI tool like ChatGPT, and you just ask for a simple explanation a homebuyer can understand. And instantly, that scary legal jargon turns into something like, hey, this just means your neighbor gets to use a little strip of your land as a permanent driveway to get to the main road. Simple, clear, and it takes what, 10 seconds?
Okay, so that's awesome for a one-off question for sure. But what happens when your desk is literally buried under dozens of title commitments every single week? Yeah, if you're dealing with that kind of volume, you're going to need something with a bit more horsepower. And that's where the specialized tools come in. So for that heavy-duty work, you've got options. Let's look at a few. If you're a bigger firm or a title company with a ton of volume, a tool like Harvey is a beast. It can analyze the whole report and even suggest next steps. Now, if you're an attorney who basically lives inside Microsoft Word, Spellbook is for you. It puts the AI assistant right there in your document. And then there's Legal Robot, which is fantastic if your main goal is just translating that legal jargon into plain English, but at a really high volume. All right, theory is one thing, but what about the real world, right? Does this stuff actually work? Well, the results from firms that are already on board, they're pretty mind-blowing. So let's look at this title company down in Phoenix. They handle really complex commercial deals. They started using Harvey to help them get through their title reports. And the difference between the before and the after is just wow. Okay, so before they brought in Harvey, it took their team an average of 4 hours. 4 hours to go through a complex report, write up a summary, and flag all the important stuff for the client. That's half a day of really skilled work. And now, with Harvey, that same exact process takes them just 20 minutes. I mean, just let that sink in. From 4 hours down to 20 minutes. That is a huge leap in efficiency. It completely frees up their team to actually solve problems instead of just spending all their time trying to find them. And hey, this isn't just for the giant commercial deals. Check this out. A small real estate law firm in Denver is using Spellbook to help their residential homebuyers. So when they run into something weird, like, one of those ancient mineral rights reservations, they use Spellbook to quickly draft a super clear explanation using analogies that a regular person can actually understand. And the result? They're closing deals faster, and their clients are way happier. Okay, look, I get it. Anytime you talk about bringing in new tech, there are always questions and maybe a little bit of fear, right? So let's be real for a minute and talk about what it actually takes to bring AI into your day-to-day. Let's look at the fears versus the reality. All right, let's just knock these out one by one. Fear number one, it's too complicated to learn. The reality? Most people feel pretty comfortable with it in about a week. Seriously. Fear number two, it's going to make mistakes. And yeah, it might. But remember, it's an assistant, not the boss. Your expert human review is still the most important part.
And the big one, my clients won't trust it. Turns out the opposite is true. Clients are reporting they love how clear everything becomes.
So here is maybe the best way to think about this whole thing. The role of your AI, it's like a brilliant intern. It's crazy smart, it's lightning fast, and it does all the grunt work for you. But, and this is a big but, just like any intern, it still needs your expert supervision. You give the final approval. It's a tool to make you better, not to replace you.
Okay, so maybe you're thinking, all right, I see the potential here. So what's the first step? How do you actually do this without getting completely overwhelmed? The key is super simple. Start small and be strategic about it.
Here's your game plan. It's really straightforward. First, just identify your single biggest communication headache. Is it easements? Is it writing those curative letters? Whatever it is, just pick one thing. Then, just experiment with a simple tool for that one task. You can literally start with ChatGPT today for those one-off explanations. If you're in Microsoft Word all the time, maybe check out Spellbook. If you're just drowning in complex deals, then Harvey's probably where you want to look. And please remember the golden rule. Always review the AI's work with your own expert eyes before you send it to anyone. When you boil it all down, this is the main takeaway. This is not about robots taking your job. It's about using an incredibly powerful new tool to communicate your expertise more effectively. Think about it. When your clients truly understand what's going on, deals close faster, there's less friction, and your value as their trusted expert just goes through the roof. Look, the professionals who figure out how to use these tools now are going to have a massive leg up on the competition. So the real question isn't if AI is coming to the world of real estate and title, it's already here. The question is your practice ready for it?